Hello.
Oh wait, can I just say my purpose here?
Yeah, go for it.
I am here purely to roast anyone who states an incorrect fact or something that's just outlandishly an incorrect opinion. Daniel.
Coach Sharp is the Sand Vipers coach.
All right.
Oh, and I don't mean to brag, but I have like one podcast experience. So
He was watching the podcast.
He's experienced.
Don't steal my memes.
Hello, football fans from around the world. You are tuned into the CudaCast, the official podcast of the Dubai Barracudas. I'm your host, Coach Jerry, and with me as always, the lovely Miss Gracie.
Hello, Barracuda family.
Welcome, CudaCast number 8. It's an exciting one this time.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, we got some fine guests here, straight out of practice. A little bit stinky. They smell delicious.
It's the smell of hard work, right?
That's right. It's the smell of success. It's the smell of success. The smell of champions, and a little bit of chocolate. A little bit of smell of chocolate.
Yep.
All right. You can hear all our guests. They're giggling. So
They're excited to be here.
they're excited to be here. All right. So first up, we have a full panel. All right. First up, we have everyone from the JV and one bantam player. All right. So first up, to my left, it's the lovely Miss Gracie. To her left,
Is
Joaquin, the awesome Joaquin Campos. What's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Outstanding. Then we have our QB who's injured at the moment, Daniel
Slash
Perlin.
assistant coach.
Slash assistant coach. What's up, Daniel? How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
How's the shoulder? How's
It's getting better.
It's getting better. What's your timeline to heal up 100%?
2.5 more weeks.
So
Oh,
have-
that's not bad.
That's not too bad. Next to him, we have Elias. Elias, what's up, brother?
Not much.
You doing all right?
Yes, sir.
Those headphones look good on you, even though they're not yours. It's because someone else took them.
I wonder why.
And then we have our very own CudaCast, lovely Miss Gracie, and Coach Jerry Offspring.
Our favorite son.
Our favorite son, Isaiah Herrera, number 97, QB for the Bantams. What's up? What's up, big boy?
Nothing much.
Doing all right?
Yes, sir.
Outstanding. And then last but definitely not least, we have Mr. Football Extraordinaire, Keon Sarabi. Hey, Keon, how are you?
hey, coach, I'm a huge fan. I'm so excited to listen to this live. It's a dream come true.
Outstanding.
I'm actually not even kidding.
Outstanding. Hey,
Believe in your dreams, kids.
believe in your dreams. They do come true. Thanks for the kind words, man. You know,
Yes.
as we said in the last podcast, the lovely Miss Gracie and myself, when we started doing the podcast, we just did it just for fun, right? And then we've been getting some good feedback from a whole lot of people.
And like we said last time, now we do it for money.
Yeah. So pay up, suckers.
Yeah, is that where you got the gold microphone?
That's right.
That's it. Making it rain.
The
So,
Tupac mic.
so if you guys heard last week's podcast, it was kind of a crappy one because it was.
Why?
Didn't we lose?
Following
Every
yes,
single
Yeah.
it was an
Every-
awful week of football.
Every single game we
I made a
lost.
tackle.
You contributed to the loss. So, but we cleaned it up. We cleaned it up, and I think we went 4-1.
That's correct.
4-1.
Yes, sir.
Our varsity is still struggling a little bit. I don't know what's happening at that level. Keon, what do you think? What do you think's happening at the varsity level? Even though I'm an assistant coach at the varsity level, I'm coaching the Bantam, so I don't get to really help out as much as I need to or would like to on special teams. So I kind of make it to game day, and then I kind of catch half a game because then I got to coach my game, yada yada yada. So, what's going on at the varsity level?
Well, I think they have some good talent, especially, Max Landeros has been playing football in this league for a while, and I've seen a huge improvement from him, especially on the defensive side of the ball. They seem to have a good quarterback in FA. Dex is, a beast. But I think more than anything, I think they need, you hear a lot of general managers in the NFL allude to this, which is a culture change. They need to get into that winning mentality. And hopefully after they win, their first game, this will become a habit for them and they won't accept anything but a victory. And I think once they get into, that victory is the only option mode, I think we could see a really deadly varsity team. But it's just if when that first victory will come.
Wow.
Very, very well said.
said.
Very well said. I actually had that talk with our bantam after this last game, because we won the first handful of 3 games, I guess it was, before we dropped one. And to be realistic, those weren't very difficult games. And I kept telling them, even after the wins, you guys still haven't learned how to win. You guys still need to deal with adversity. You guys haven't had to. Then we came off with this devastating loss to the Sand Vipers, and I was curious to see how they were going to bounce back. And then they bounced back, with a huge win, and that's exactly what I told them in the post game. I said, hey, that mentality, that winning mentality, when you're down, being able to come back, being able to fight, and just. It's in the trenches. You know what I mean? That's basically what it came down to. So, worked out.
Yeah, and knowing how to respond to a loss is one of the most important things of being a football team. You look at a Green Bay Packers team a couple years ago that went 15-1, and when they lost to the Chiefs, I saw that as a really devastating loss, and they never really quite bounced back from it. But when I saw this Bantam Kudas team last week, the way they rallied late in the game, that was, dude, if I'm an opposing team, I'm like, this team's kind of scary.
Right. Right. So we're working on cleaning that up. So what was the final score on that varsity game?
21-2.
Oh, yeah, they had a safety, right?
Yeah, 21-2.
Oh, 21-2 was the
Yeah.
final score. And they were playing, what did they play? 8-man or 9-man or 10-man?
I
Eight.
think they played
8 man.
8.
9.
Yeah, it was
Was it
9
9?
man.
It's 9.
9-man. They ended up playing 9-man, right? Oh, that's
Who played
right.
8?
No, men's.
The
The men.
men's, okay.
That's right. The new rule change. They always play 9-man. They always play 9-man. So, yeah, I think the pieces are there. Like you said, Dex. When they give that big boy the ball down the middle, I mean, he just drags half the team. But you can't just give it to him the whole time, right? I mean, you gotta spread it around, and homeboys get tired and all that. So, hopefully they'll bounce back, make a few changes, and get back to some winning ways.
Yes, sir.
And then after that game, what do we have?
Well, first we had Pee Wee.
Ooh, that was a good one.
I missed it, but I heard.
Man, I'm here
that
to
it
tell
was
you.
a great game.
Did any of you guys watch the Pee Wee game?
No, sir.
No.
We
they
heard
start
about
early.
it.
We heard about
Yeah.
it.
So basically, what happened? Their head coach Scott Bickley, he couldn't make the game, and so they called on.
Coach
They had
Amir?
a whole gang. Yeah, Keon. They called on your dad to go help out.
I know.
Coach Amir. They called Sharif. They called Ibrahim. They called Ibrahim.
Coach Kyle.
Ibrahim Mustafa, our assistant coach, and Coach Kyle Jordan, the head coach for the men's. So the coaching staff was like bigger than the team. There was more coaches than there were freaking kids running around. So, anyways, they came down and they made some changes, and the kids responded well to it. I guess one of those changes was just running the ball down the middle. Why get fancy? Just dives. Everybody block, just go down the middle. And there were some changes to the mercy rule, right? So as before, they had the mercy rule. When you were up by so many points, they would actually keep giving the losing team the ball, right? So if you're up by 26 points or 28 points, whatever it was, even if you stopped them with 4 downs, they will get the ball back. That's just the way the mercy rule was, and then the clock would keep running. But after 1 week of that, there was some unfavorable feedback, and for some of the coaches, and my 2 cents for what it's worth, I'd rather lose like a man by a freaking bazillion points than be mercy ruled where they keep giving me the ball. Here, try again. Nah,
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
That's not for me. I'm just saying that's not for me. So, I mean, we never were in a situation one way or the other but, the Pee-wees were. But this week they changed it back to, basically it's just a running clock now. And so, yeah, even with the running clock, they were able to get out there and put some points on the board. And I think the final
Yeah,
score
great
was
win.
ridiculous. What was the final score
Well,
on that?
online it has it 32 or 33-0.
It was actually
but it was
40,
I think it was
45.
more. Yeah.
It was actually 45-0. So it was pretty one-sided. So again, hopefully those guys, those little dudes, will stay on their winning ways. They get their coach back, and they have a few more plays in their pocket that they can build on. So
Yeah.
good win for them. And then we had we all played, all 5 teams, right? Pee-wee.
We did.
Yes, sir.
was a full day of.
Full vertical, yep, full vertical, full. It was a long day. You still chugging that chocolate, man? Joaquin?
It tastes pretty bad. So.
Joaquin's over there drinking some
It's
chocolate.
expired, sweetie.
That's what gave it the
Sorry.
taste.
All right, so here we have some of our JV players. So hey, tell us about y'all's game, Elias. Starting with you.
Actually went surprisingly well. We bounced back from a loss. Everybody got their mindset after the first couple plays. Keon made how many touchdowns in the first quarter?
I think 2, and then coach put me to tackle.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Self-imposed mercy rule.
Yeah, Tomas dropped the pass, then he woke up, and then he was getting he got a pick 6, he got 2 receiving touchdowns.
Wow.
Outstanding. How'd you do, Joaquin?
I got put on the defensive line, which of course is the most fun position on the field. So I had a fun day, but the game wasn't really won by how well our players played or this, that, the other. This reminded me a lot of the Sam Vipers game. After their first 2 drives, we were just in their heads. They fumbled.
Right.
They fumbled on consecutive drives. Their line just couldn't stop our pass rush, and then after that, they were just after the first quarter, they weren't done physically. They just didn't care anymore. They just
Right.
Either way, they kind of just lost the will to fight. And then it really hurts when you lose Tom Terrell at any level, winning or losing.
What happened to him? I didn't hear.
He sprained both of his ankles, I think.
Yeah,
he got injured throughout the game.
Tomas was on his back or something.
No, it wasn't anything serious. I mean, I saw
Right.
the tackle. He got to the outside. Tomas,
It was just what I'm saying. It was just like an ankle injury.
yeah,
He just twisted
yeah.
an ankle.
Yeah, when I saw him after the game, he had ice on his ankle. So
He was
both.
walking around after the game,
Oh, okay.
unassisted. So
Right on. I'll tell you what, that
He's
boy
a
can
tough-
run.
yeah.
That fool can straight run. And he just runs downhill. So Daniel, what did you see from the sidelines, man?
So I was on the sidelines, of course, and I was kind of an assistant offensive coordinator helping call the plays. And I saw my replacement, Vlad, doing a very good job passing, running, handoffs, tosses, everything.
I'll tell you what. I've said it before on the CUDAcast. I think Vlad's a robot.
yeah.
Vlad is a robot.
It's a Russian
Robo
spy.
Vlad.
Robot. Straight robot. That dude. You can just no matter what you tell him to do, he's like, yes, coach.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, coach. And he goes out there and does it. So he did pretty well.
Yeah, I think so.
Outstanding. So what was y'all's final score?
38-8.
Yeah.
38-8.
No, it wasn't 30.
Yeah, 38-8.
It was
No, but
38.
we scored 7 touchdowns.
I asked the ref.
missed a bunch. We missed all but 1, 2.
But 7
points.
times 6 is
We
42.
didn't score 7. Who scored?
I scored 3, Tomas scored 3, Elias scored 1.
You scored 3?
Yeah.
You lost
Scored
track.
He
I scored so much, I lost
many
track.
we lost track.
Are you sure you scored 3?
I think you scored 2, Keon.
I'll check again.
Tomas beat you.
No. No, it had to be 3 because after Tomas's second touchdown, he ran up to me. He's like, oh, you have 3, I have 2. I got to catch up, so.
I think he was confused too.
Yeah, I think he meant on the season or something like that.
I have 3 on the season.
Right. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, the score I was told was 38-8, but still good win after you guys bounced back after last week. Actually, everyone bounced back except varsity.
Right.
Varsity still has a little bit of work to do, but so good win, and then we went on to the men's. Right, men's
Yeah, they had
played
an early game.
the men's had an early game
They
because
played during the day. That's
odd.
different, yeah.
But they had to change it up because of the coaching situation.
okay.
Right? So we had players in the men's division who are coaching the
Different levels.
Different
Phantom
levels.
And, yeah.
right. So that's why they had to, and there was other different situations with the other games and players.
Right, it just
and
the-
coaching.
just the way it turned out.
Right, it was just a scheduling issue.
What was the final score for the men's? I heard they win big. They win big.
They won big.
32.
Past
0.
tense win big.
32 to 0.
The final score is 32-0. They played
Yep.
the Alain Desert Foxes. They only played them 8-on-8 though.
Right.
Alain showed up with 9, I think. So they went 8-on-8, had 1 sub. Alain, that's a ball club at the men's division that's kind of struggling a little bit. You look at their peewees and JV and varsity. They're pretty strong. They have a lot of support, a lot of good players, a lot of big players. But
Big players.
Yeah, a lot of big players.
Right.
But that men's division is still it's been a struggle to get them going. So yeah, they went out there. The men went out there, and our very own Xavier Cobb fumbled on the very first play.
Yes.
Roast.
Yep, fumbled on the very first play. He said, "I don't know. I forgot what the play was. It was a dive or a lead."
It looked like he was juggling the ball.
Right.
And
Let me
then-
see. Now the very first play was a.
It was
it?
meant to be a dive, but the running back didn't take the ball.
That's what it was.
So he just took off.
Yeah,
running.
so that's why it looked like he was juggling it the whole time. And sure enough, he turned that corner and dropped it
At
But,
the 10-yard
at like
line?
the 10. Yeah, very first play. But no, they bounced
With
back.
their own 10 or opponent's 10?
Very first play from their 10, Daniel.
Yeah, they're
Yep.
10.
Yeah, and so.
But Alain didn't capitalize. They couldn't
kicked
score.
off backwards. Alain kicked off backwards. Daniel.
No, like they could have
Yeah,
returned all the way
right,
to the
right,
10-yard line.
right. Yeah, no, they didn't.
Yeah.
So, so no, they bounced back, and then I guess the second half they
That was
actually
it.
put the backup QB, and Xavier started running ran at receiver,
Receiver.
and got a touchdown as a receiver.
Yeah.
So he was pretty stoked about that.
And none of us saw it.
And none of us saw it because we were warming up, and then we had to start our game.
Right.
And then they got the win at 32-0, and then the last game was the Bantam
The
game.
Bantam game.
And for the first time this season, as the head coach, I actually had to play call. How about that? How about that on offense?
Did you forget how to do that?
No, because I just came off doing it in Orlando.
Falcons.
Just throw it to-
I mean, I was rusty, of course.
Right.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
They're like, all right, and everybody's looking at you like, all right, coach, what are we gonna do? We're gonna go out there. We're gonna win. Yeah, but how?
Play hard.
22 dive on 2. No, it was what did I call? No, I called a diamond. 22 dive on set.
Yes, sir.
We opened up with a diamond
Just give it
formation.
to Jason. Just give it to Jason.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Throw it
we,
up to Aqua.
yeah, we read it, yeah.
Akmal on the last play.
Yep. So that game, even though we won, the final score was
I'm gonna say 58-26.
the official score is 52-26, but the actual game score was 58-26.
Did they call back Akmal's fumble?
I don't know.
They
They
didn't
just
call it back. They just
Wait,
It's
wasn't
not
it-
in the scoreboard for some reason.
we didn't have a scoreboard out there, so I'm not sure whose touchdown they didn't add. You understand what I'm saying? So there was no scoreboard,
Yeah.
so I'm not sure if one of the middle touchdowns they forgot to add because they got kind of out of hand there for a minute as far as
They might have taken away Jason's when Mustafa was blocking Ethan. Because didn't they call like unsportsmanlike on Mustafa or something?
No, they didn't. They didn't
It
call
was
anyone.
holding on someone else.
No, they didn't. But it wasn't a penalty. On that one play, it wasn't a penalty. So, anyways, the whole season, our defense has been keeping us in the game, and our defense was kind of weak this game. They scored 26 on us. So even though we got the W,
It's pretty tight at the half.
there's still a lot we got to work on. I mean, they came out,
The wedge.
yeah. I mean that wedge, and they were just bulldozing. They got some big boys. They just bulldozed their way into the end zone. Fortunately for us, they'd kick off and our offense was pretty strong. We'd go and score. And then after a while, they'd kick off and we'd just run it back. Kick off. I don't know, we had like 3 that we just ran back there in the second half.
Right out the gate, too. First kickoff of the half returned. They
Right.
took, like
Yeah.
a 5-minute drive to get down the field.
By Mustafa.
immediately.
Mustafa.
Yeah, and then Jerry returned the second one again
Right.
after.
Right.
Right. So it was just one of those back and forth. Tempers flared up a little bit on the sidelines. Funny enough, though, it wasn't the head coaches.
It was me.
So-
I'm sorry.
There was some things being said and this and that, but it wasn't it wasn't any of the coaches. So it was just one of those type of games. But there's a lot we could improve on, especially our defense. We had the most anyone had ever scored on us in any game up to now was 6 points. No one had ever scored more than 6 points. And then these fools come out and they just hang 26 on us. So a lot to clean up. Even though we outscored them by a lot, I told my team, offense wins,
E-games,
defense
wins
wins. That's right. So offense wins games, defense wins championships. So I'm more concerned about them. I'm more concerned about them scoring 26 on us than I am elated that we scored 58 on them. If that makes any sense, right?
It does.
So we started cleaning that up in this week's practice. So hopefully we can bounce back defensively, and against our next opponent.
And Elias mentioned Akmal's last touchdown.
Me,
Right.
Tomas, and
6.
Keon, we were running down with him like for. Like we just see him halfway down the pitch. Like, is that Akmal? And like we're just running with him.
It
Down
was like a
I was
95
going too, but
95 yarder.
yeah, definitely.
It was like a 95 yarder. So, they went back to that wedge. So what we did at the half, we went to a bigger front five. So we went with Akmal and Bora, another one of our big linemen. Yeah. We went with them up the middle to try and stop that. And they started going to the edges, and we have speed on the edges, and that's where we were able to get some stops there.
Couple of picks.
Couple of picks. I think one was returned, right? One was a pick six.
Jason Jerry, I think.
Jerry
Right.
ran one all the way
Jason
back.
pick
And
six.
then Jason Cobb had another one. So fourth quarter, very last play. There's actually like 2 seconds left, so one more play left. They go back to the wedge, and I don't know why they went away from it, because even when we put Akma and Boro, they still had a little bit of success with it.
Right.
It's
But-
pretty tiring to run the
But
right.
one, it's tiring, and two, is it was a mental thing. They're like, okay, we're gonna get them on the edge, but we gambled and moved some guys around, and that paid off to our advantage. And some of those things that we're gonna do, we're gonna keep doing, right. So I'm not gonna tell you what we did on defense, but we're gonna keep doing some of those things we did, because there was a little bit of success with that. So yeah, the very last play, 2 seconds left. 2 seconds left, and they give it to Jayden, and they're running the wedge up the middle, and they're pushing, and they are like on the 5-yard line or something. They're inside the 10, and I don't hear a whistle, but I see everyone fall down, and then out of the pile, I just see like a freaking giraffe galloping. With, I swear I saw a giraffe with a Bantam Barracuda jersey, just. I'm like, holy smokes! And everyone's cheering, and sure enough, they went in on that wedge, and Jayden, he outran his wedge in the middle, so he was actually he was the lead guy, right? So he actually popped out in the middle, and he was the lead guy, and Akmal just hooked the ball. He just spun, so he put his arm inside Jayden's arm, like grab your partner, do-si-do type. He spun, and he ended up with the ball, and then he just ran it all the way back. And there was a little bit of confusion, but the referee saw it, and the referee was
The cameraman missed it. If you
Yeah.
watch the Bantam Barracuda highlights,
Oh,
he's
it
just
was me.
focused. Yeah,
Yeah.
focused on the pile.
I was.
and then
Oh, right.
Akmal's already in the end zone.
Yeah. I mean, it took him a few yards to get up to speed, but man, once that boy came up to speed,
Right.
I mean, it was to the house. So, with Akmal, we've been trying to get him involved in the offense for quite some time now.
I think he likes it now.
I think he likes it. Yep. And then afterwards, Bora's like, "Hey, can I play some tight end too?" So, so it's
Good
pretty.
game.
It was a good game. It was pretty exciting for everyone. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and that touchdown, dude, I just went insane, and I actually almost lost my voice.
Nice.
But Akmal kind of reminds me of a DeForest Buckner from Oregon, the defensive end, defensive tackle, projected top 10 pick.
Right.
Both of them just like tall, athletic freaks, and can wreak havoc at D tackle or D end.
Right. As a matter of fact, we're working with him on both those positions. At defensive end, he has the length to just reach and seal that edge and just stop everyone. And we've had a lot of success with him at that position. And then we've also experimented a little bit with him at interior lineman. Whether it's a 6'2", a 5'3", or a 4'4", whatever. And just getting him to use his size and his explosiveness to bust through the line. So, he's a real gem. And the best part about it is when we're picking the new players,
Got him at number 3.
I got him at number 3. They're like, oh, okay, Barracudas, you guys are gonna pick last. So Vipers go first, Stallions go second, or the other way around. And then I had the last pick of the round, and I was like, really, guys? Because you can't coach size. Yeah. You can coach everything else, but you can't coach size. They're big or they're not. And so he was a steal at number 3. And it just I've had parents from opposing teams come up to me and be like, "Man, that guy's big." I'm like, "Yeah, blame your coach for that one, because he could have had him." But So yeah, so it's been pretty good. So who do we play next week? What's on the schedule?
The Bantam or all
No,
of them?
all of them.
Pee-wees will play against the Scorpions. Bantam
At 1
versus
p.m.?
Wa-
1
at
p.m.?
1, yeah. Bantam versus Wildcats.
Mm.
JV versus Stallions.
Nice.
Varsity versus Stallions, and then the men have a bye. And the games start at 1.
The last game's at 4.
At 4, which is Bantam
Bantam. Okay, we got the late game again.
again.
And this week we're playing at the
The
Dubai
Sevens.
Rugby Sevens.
Nice.
So
I like
yeah,
that stadium.
it is nice. It's kind of in between Alain and us, and here in Dubai, but I'm not sure how far it is from Abu Dhabi.
Probably not a fun ride for those guys.
No, it probably adds a few minutes to the ride, but you gotta. It's tough. It's tough finding a centralized location, but yeah. So we got some tough games coming up, but they should be fun. And then the week after that, what's going on in the professional league after that?
Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl. Who's playing?
Well, nobody wants to talk about the Pro Bowl.
No, let's skip.
Team Rice all the way.
Dude, the only people that want to talk about the Pro Bowl are people that work for the NFL, so they can make you think it's still a thing. 'Cause
Right.
Everybody else is saying it's not. The fans hate it. The players hate it.
Do you remember that one year they chose not to play in Hawaii? What year was that?
That was like last year. They played in
Yeah,
like,
Phoenix.
yeah, they played in Phoenix.
And then like
No,
remember a long time ago, you youngsters. They're like,
Dad, it was last
yeah,
year.
it was last year. So yeah, so there you go. There
they
you go.
play in Arizona,
It's
you
not
said?
it's not a thing. It's tough.
or maybe
It's,
it was
uh,
Glendale, maybe not Phoenix.
Yeah.
It was the Phoenix Stadium, like Cardinals.
It was some high
Stadium.
school stadium, Phoenix High. So so Super Bowl coming up, and who you guys rooting for?
Panthers.
I am rooting for Broncos, but I think Panthers are going to win.
Same here.
Although I would be ecstatic if Peyton Manning goes
Yes,
out with a ring.
yes.
Oh,
you know,
man.
just one of the classiest guys to ever play the game. And just consistently, winning football games and putting up ridiculous season stats. It'd be
Well,
great to see a legend like him go out.
That's the only reason I'm rooting for the Broncos.
For Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning. That's the only. I love that guy.
One of the best things about him is that how with Cam Newton, he always celebrates and like he just does a bunch of celebrations. But with Peyton, he's always classy.
That's right. Hey,
He's humble.
you got to act like you've been there before, right? Act like you've been there before. You just go out there. So who's all right? Well, let's go around the table. Let's go around the table, starting with
Joaquin.
Since he's
no,
pointing.
no. Starting with the lovely Miss Gracie.
Oh, okay. Girls
Oh,
first.
That's right. Gold microphones first. I want to hear who you're going for
Okay.
and what you think the final score is going to be.
Oh. Well, I'm going for the Broncos. I've been my loyalty to the Broncos goes back way to the 80s.
Mm-hmm. We weren't alive in the 80s, but yeah.
I love Peyton Manning and Von Miller. He's an Aggie. So those two players for
And
me-
DeMarcus Ware
and
was
DeMarcus
Oh, he was a cowboy.
Yes.
Yep, he was a cowboy.
Special to our hearts. So I'm going for the Broncos. Final score. Oh goodness. So the Panthers have the number one offense. Is that correct?
And-
Scoring
Scoring offense.
And the Broncos have the number one total defense in terms of yards per game.
So that should make for a very interesting game, right? I'll go 28-21.
That's tight.
To who?
Broncos.
Joaquin, you're up.
I'm not rooting for anyone in this game.
Nah, you got to pick somebody. We don't play like, it's my Cuda cast. You got to pick somebody.
I was gonna pick the Panthers to win, but I don't care either way. it goes.
Okay, okay.
I'm picking the Panthers to win it, and everyone's looking at this matchup of number one defense, number one offense. I really think that the scales are really tipped in the Panthers' favor. On the flip side, their defense, is a top 3 defense versus bottom half. I'm not gonna go as Peyton Manning's still good. They have some great receivers, but the offense not what it used to be. And that defense, number one in turnovers, Peyton Manning had 17 picks on the year. I mean, I don't know what he's gonna do, and what's gonna be interesting here to see is who Josh Norman shadows, because there's no doubt Demaryius Thomas is the better receiver in that offense.
Right.
But Emmanuel Sanders has been the better receiver on the year, so that's also gonna be interesting to watch how they scheme their defense to
So
play the offense.
So what do you have as a final score?
As much as I hate to say it, 14-29 Panthers.
Yep, I'm thinking along those lines. You got something to add there, Keon?
No, and I was just gonna say that it's a really good point that everybody's thinking number one.
Right, but they're not looking at the flip.
Yeah, great point.
Yeah,
By Joaquin.
very good.
Which is
Joaquin.
number 3 versus what's the offense for Broncos?
Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it's like bottom 5, maybe 7.
No, it can't be bottom 5.
I know it really slowed down like last couple of games.
Yeah, but this is also a different Broncos team from when Peyton Manning
Right, when he was-
started the season.
right.
Because now he's taking on a different role.
That's right.
More the game manager role
Right.
than the I'm going to win games role.
Very good points.
Daniel, your thoughts? Who are you rooting for, and what's the final score going to be?
I'm rooting for the Panthers. And even though Broncos have like the best defense in the league, the best total defense in the league, Panthers are still going to score a lot of points. So I predict something like 35-14 for Panthers.
Wow.
Yeah. Elias?
I think I'm gonna go with Daniel with this. Like, I'm gonna say Panthers because like they have lots of really good athletes, and I get that the Broncos have a really good defense, but I think like they're gonna try and overcome it somehow. Just
Right.
put some weird plays into their offense, and I think like the end score is gonna be around about in the 20s. Like, I don't know, 27-21 to Panthers. Probably
Pretty tight also. All right. Isaiah? Who you rooting for?
I'm rooting for the Broncos, but I think with just the firepower of the Panthers,
Right.
I think because they weren't like necessarily underdogs like this whole year, but
Right.
just at the beginning, everyone expected them to go like 10-6 like they usually do. So with all these wins, with all these like major plays they I guess play during the season, I think they'll just come in and just win 35-14.
Oh, that was my prediction.
Right.
Big boy Daniel.
Keon?
I have a question. If I nail my prediction, can I come back on the CUDA-cast?
That's right.
That's right.
I'll give you a spread. How about that? And I'll make it a wide spread. How about if you come within
6.
no 10.
10.
10.
10 of what?
If he guesses the score,
10 of the winning score.
speed.
10 speed.
10 of what? 10 of score. So I'll tell you what. If you all right, I'll do it 2 ways. If you predict a score within 10 for both teams within 10, or if you predict a winner. If you get either one of those right, you get to come back.
Okay.
So does this rule apply to everyone?
No.
Sure. Yeah. We'll do that. We already got all you guys on tape, so
Okay.
we're good.
So I really want the Broncos to win, but I just think the Panthers are gonna prevail and go on their 18-1 season. And my final score, and I think it's gonna be 24-14. And while the Broncos defense is good, Von Miller is no Khalil Mack. So
Khalil Mack's so
Nope.
good.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I think a lot's obviously gonna hinge on the type of game Peyton Manning has. Right, he can't come out and get a safety right off the bat like he did.
Like last year?
Yeah, you can.
2 years ago.
Right,
2 years ago. Oh, wow.
right.
But they have like a
Time
new
flies.
sender.
You know what I mean? So, that being said, he does have a lot of experience. We talked about it earlier in the podcast how, some people they've been through adversity that they don't get rattled when they're down, etc. And I think he's one of those. And more than anything, more than logic, I just want to see the guy win.
Me too.
I just want to see the guy win. I'm rooting for the old guy.
Yep.
He's the oldest starting quarterback in the
How
Super
old is
Bowl.
he?
39.
39.
He's my age.
He's my age.
He's really young,
he's,
actually.
He's not 29. We said 39. He's my age, not your age. Right. So I'm rooting for the old man. I'm rooting for the old man.
You just called yourself an old man.
They went to the same preschool.
Isaiah's gonna get a beating.
In the 80s.
He's
In
grounded.
the 80s. Preschool in the 80s. So I got to go with the old man. I'm gonna root for Mr. Manning there. As far as a score, again, because I'm defying logic, it's just gonna be like what I wish for it to
Right.
be, because So,
42 to nothing.
No. 58,
42 to
26.
8.
No, no, I don't think it's gonna be that high a scoring game.
Me either.
It will be.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be more like it's gonna be like a 17-10 Broncos. They just have to really that defense is gonna really have to buckle down and tie those guys up for them to prevail. Let me ask you this: what's the lowest points the Panthers have scored this season?
Ask Keon.
7.
10.
Yeah,
It wasn't
Against?
Oh no,
It was when they lost to Atlanta. It was either 7 or 10.
It was 10.
that was like early in the season, right? That was like
No, week 15. No, 16.
It was not that long ago.
ooh. You see, it's doable.
Yeah.
If you wish upon a star, it's doable.
It's
I'm gonna wish upon Gracie.
It's a lot.
Get it? Get it? Get it?
Yeah, you called her a star.
It's a lot easier
He's
to.
trying to earn brownie points.
It's a lot easier to beat a team though when you play them twice, which is what the Seahawks
And
played them
Rams.
twice. And they didn't win. So the Denver won't have that advantage that some of the other Carolina playoff opponents had, that they get to see what the Panthers are like before they play them. I think.
Oh, right.
This is a totally different beast for this Denver defense. They're gonna really have their hands full. I think Von Miller, who I think maybe you guys mentioned earlier, I don't know, is gonna play a pivotal role. Outside of Peyton Manning, I think Von Miller is gonna be second most important player in deciding the outcome of this game.
Well, actually, I think the most important players on the Broncos defense that are going to play a pivotal role are their two linebackers, Brandon Marshall and Danny Trevathan. I believe it's Danny Trevathan. Both of them have, become two elite, if not near elite, middle linebackers. And Cam Newton, one of the greatest dual threats
Right.
of all time.
Right.
If they can, make him, do what he's not too comfortable with, which is becoming purely a pocket passer. Not
Right.
that he's not a good one.
Right, right.
But he thrives on, dual threat. So if they can, force him, contain him, play good coverage, and, force difficult plays for him, then the Broncos defense could come out with a win, and if the offense prevails, then they can get the total victory.
I'm looking at the defensive ends for the Broncos defense: DeMarcus Ware and Derek Wolfe.
Derek Wolfe and I think it's Malik Jackson, but Miller's the pass rushing 3-4 outside linebacker.
So I'm just
where's
looking.
linebacker?
So I'm just looking at those two to see, like Keon, if they could just contain.
Right.
Cam
How
Newton.
aggressive they are. How good of a game.
If they just have containment.
Cam Newton's been hit 6 times at most. That's the highest he's been hit all season.
Because he's super Cam.
Yeah.
But in
But when the Broncos played
Tom
yeah.
Brady, they hit him 20
20 times, yeah, it was 20 times.
On my season, I've only been hit twice in one game. Shout out to the
FYI.
Bantam O line.
We got Akmal and Bora.
Admiral Akmal.
yeah, and the
Akmal blocks the entire defensive line, just putting his arms out.
Arm span.
That's it.
Just one big hug.
although I think if you look at the BCS national championship game, the CFB national championship game this year, Alabama versus Clemson. Clemson has a dual threat QB. Alabama has an elite defense, and
Right.
And it was interesting in the first half of that game. Alabama's defensive line was kind of playing a contained type defense, just trying to make sure
Right.
he beats him with his arm, and that actually really wasn't working out for them. So later in the second half, during halftime, you always make adjustments.
That's right.
And the coach says, just go after him, make a play. And I think it'd be interesting to see if that's what the Broncos end up doing.
Oh,
'Cause
right.
From what I've heard, their initial game plan, contain him, right? That seems like the obvious thing. But if that's not working in the first half, maybe they just go, just get him.
Yeah, just full on out.
Yeah,
Gamble a little bit.
apparently Broncos haven't played a dual threat QB like Cam Newton this season, so it's going to be interesting how they adjust.
True.
Well,
yeah.
They held Aaron Rodgers to 79 yards. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, but in my opinion, Tom Brady's quite the dual threat. Did you see him get that first down? Dude was running at like
It's slow motion. The slow motion first.
His run at the combines.
5 seconds.
He's cute though.
Did you
Miss Gracie, please.
did you see the Peyton Manning run for a first down?
17 miles
Yeah,
per
yeah.
hour.
That Peyton
that's a
Manning
lot.
has some wheels.
Yeah,
17
dude, that
need for
Manning kid
speed.
runs like a young gazelle. I mean, it's graceful.
Like an
Not
old
like
one.
our giraffe.
Just galloping. Good-to-do. So,
Like a Bronco.
like a Bronco.
Oh, there you go.
Didn't he play for Colts that time?
Not his last game, which
No,
we're
no.
talking about Daniel.
I mean, he had like a
33-yard
33 or
Better than Trent Richardson.
Yeah, 33-yard run was his longest.
Alright.
Peyton Manning was 33.
All right, so there's all this talk about the Super Bowl. Let's talk about our own favorite teams and our own favorite players.
I was gonna
So-
wait. I want to discuss.
Oh, you got some Super Bowl.
I wanna discuss-
Did you know coming up?
No,
Oh,
Keon did know.
Some quizzes. Do you have a quiz?
no, I don't.
Well,
but
like quizzes.
Can I speak? This is how it is at home. He doesn't listen.
Coach Jerry's gonna get beat when he gets home.
He's not gonna get
As soon as
dinner
we turn
tonight.
this off. No, who's performing at halftime?
Ooh.
Calm down, Joaquin.
Oh, now you want to speak into the mic.
Coldplay and Beyonce. Coldplay and Beyonce.
Who are you rooting for?
Beyonce.
Coldplay.
I mean, rooting for this.
Keon's going for Taylor Swift.
She's not there.
That should be good,
She's in
right?
my heart.
And that's what counts.
She
No, that
might be
should be
there
fun,
watching
right?
it.
Coldplay.
Coldplay should be all right.
Yeah, Coldplay.
They suck.
There's like- Easy on the mics, people.
He
Kid
gets
Campos.
excited.
It depends. It depends what they play.
It was a good roast.
I like Coldplay.
Yeah, that's all I had.
That's all you had.
Oh,
No, you had.
and the commercials. I'm looking forward to.
Ooh. Yeah, but you got to do it on Game Pass, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what y'all watch it on, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but sometimes Game Pass like takes off commercial breaks, and I'm like, if you take commercial breaks
It-
on the Super Bowl,
That they
No,
won't.
not on the Super Bowl. The Game Pass takes off
Local commercial.
regional commercials only.
Like the news.
Right.
Right. So like the weather,
yeah.
The weather
In your area.
in your area.
oh,
is-
that's nice.
Yeah.
So they remove those,
That's
but
nice.
the but the national commercials like
You don't want to watch that.
Yeah,
you know like the
appreciate
the
that.
drinks and the
You smut.
potato chip commercials. Those are all they leave all those in.
Joaquin's,
He's having a spasm over there, and I don't know
the chocolate
why.
milk. It went straight to the brain.
yeah.
Expired milk.
It's called. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So do you want to go over
prop bets for the Super Bowl.
your did you know?
Oh, yes.
I don't have. Did you know? I just
Oh.
had some. If Peyton Manning wins, he will pass Brett Favre for all-time career wins.
Oh wow.
So he'll be the most winningest. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Most
the winningest.
The winningest quarterback, starting quarterback.
Wow,
Yes.
he's a beast.
Yeah. And what else do I have? He's the oldest quarterback to start. We already
Super
said
Bowl.
that.
We already said
Yeah.
that. You have. So he's 39 going up against Super Cam,
Who was
26.
26.
26.
13-year difference.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, and I think another interesting thing about this is, Peyton Manning, aged veteran, trying to catch another ring.
Mm-hmm.
Who's their general manager? John Elway.
Yes.
When he was a quarterback for the Broncos, aged veteran, try to catch a couple rings. I think he finally got 2 at the end of his career, if I'm not mistaken.
Love John
Elway.
Elway.
Yeah.
Remember when we saw him?
Yeah, he was here.
You guys
remember?
remember when we
Yeah,
saw
he
him?
was
Yeah.
For like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
He waved.
I saw him. I didn't say, do you remember when I had a conversation and dinner with him? I said, do you remember when we saw him, Joaquin? Saw him.
Joaquin, attention to detail.
Because he's over there playing on his iPod. Put that iPod down, son.
So Madden's more important.
Yep.
It's Madden Mobile.
So what else do you have written down there? Oh, 5 ago, the top picks?
5 years ago, the top picks were Cam Newton and Von Miller.
Wow.
Now
Imagine
they're
that.
facing off. Yep.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So, all right. So now we'll go on to our own team and our own favorite players.
For
All
you
right.
guys,
So,
the Cowboys.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So starting with you, lovely Miss Gracie,
Oh,
who's your
shoot.
favorite team?
Well,
We're gonna crisscross this time, so
okay.
kind of mix it up.
My team are the Dallas Cowboys, but my favorites go back to like a long time ago, like Emmitt Smith.
Favorite, not.
Oh, favorite. Oh, I need to narrow it down.
That's right.
Ooh. Leon Lett. Kidding. Miles Austin.
Miles Austin?
Yeah.
Ah, boo.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah. He's with the Eagles now, right?
I don't
On
know.
the bench somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He used to
Yeah.
be on the
Better.
Browns.
Yeah.
Keon, you're up. Who's your team and who's your favorite player?
My favorite team.
Past or present?
Okay, my favorite team is the Washington, D.C. Redskins.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite player at this moment.
RG3.
RG3.
Yeah. No, who was our... I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with the guy that's a little bit under the radar that I'm a huge fan of. Morgan Moses. Drafted him in the 3rd round last year. Not last year, 2 years ago. And, he was a big 300 pounds,
Right.
more than 6'6" guy from UVA. Yeah. And, he was left tackle. We don't need a left tackle. We got the silverback, Trent Williams. Kick him out the right tackle. He's getting the job done with our 1st-round pick, Brandon Scherf on the right side. Underrated guy I'm a huge fan of. Although I'm praying, every night I'm like, can we please get Reggie Ragland in the draft? I have like a huge man crush on Reggie Ragland.
Isn't Moses the one that punched Sherman?
No, that is the silverback Trent Williams.
Oh, Trent Williams.
So, who's your favorite player of all time?
Ever
Ever.
in the history of football.
In the history of
I want to
football.
answer that.
Go ahead.
Joe Montana.
Ah, that's mine.
Nice.
That was mine. You stole mine.
Sorry.
That's all right. We're going to have the same one.
Ever? Oh, actually, you know what? He's also my favorite Redskins player ever. And I can't believe I forgot about it. The late great Sean Taylor. 2007. Start watching football. Guy beast on our team. Sean Taylor. And fortunately, that year he gets shot and he dies. Yeah, it was horrible.
Is he the guy that was down in Florida?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They broke into his house or something, right?
Yeah.
That one?
Actually, the reason they broke into his house is because, he was having a party with his family.
Oh,
and he
I
hired a
see.
guy, gave him a huge tip, and they're like, oh, this guy's really generous. He has a lot of money. How about we go steal his money? Gee, thanks, guys.
Oh, man. I remember reading the article. I don't know how that had gone down
And
that way.
the bullet went through, and I'm sorry, this is really dark.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, the bullet went through, an artery, and if it had gone 1/8 of an inch any other way,
Right.
diagonal left, right, up, down, he would have lived.
Right, right. Yeah, that artery. I mean, you lose a lot of blood quickly
Yeah.
when it's an artery.
And we still haven't found a good safety since. We have, any Redskins fans will know, we have this guy called Reed Doughty, who is just, every play I ever see, he's always just chasing a guy down from behind. He's never making the tackle.
Right.
He's just chasing him down and never makes the tackle.
Right on. Joaquin, you're up, baby. What's up? Who's your favorite team?
It's going in a weird order.
I said we're going to crisscross to make things interesting. So
Roasted. My team is the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's my dad's team.
that's right.
And I don't know a lot of historical football, so I can't really answer the question all-time favorite player. So my current favorite player is not on my team. It's Luke Kuechly from the Panthers. I love what the guy does. Me also being a middle linebacker, I just really appreciate what that guy does. He makes plays everywhere. And you guys, Pro Football Focus is one of the, what is it called?
Pro Football Focus is a company that just rates football players on a scale of 0 to 100.
Really professional, and he played so well he ended up breaking their scale. They had to readjust it, and he still got like a 97 point something.
You have to
man.
recalibrate just for him.
Yeah, he leads all linebackers in picks this year.
Wow.
I think he's the first player with back-to-back playoff pick sixes.
Oh, right.
One,
Yep.
One against what's it called? Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. Then another one against the Cardinals. And I just, man, in coverage, run stops, just a great all-around player, and just a cool dude.
Yeah,
You seem a little inspired there, man. I was letting you have a moment. Everybody be quiet.
Just a small tear appeared.
But Luke Kuechly's pass coverage is just a thing of beauty. I mean, his game against Thanksgiving when he
Against the Cowboys.
Yeah, he kicked off Tony Romo. That was just so
Twice.
beautiful.
Yes. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it was like a post and a dig route. Really difficult concept to cover, but gets both guys pick six or It was for 6, right?
It was a pick and then a pick six.
Right.
All right.
Or other way around, sorry.
Yeah, so it was just, either way, beautiful play, and Tony Romo's an established veteran, very good football player. Just
Oh yeah.
beautiful.
Hey, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
If you look purely at his numbers, they're not bad.
they're
They're
not
decent. They're actually
I'm just
better
a
than
hater.
decent. They're good.
Yeah, my problem with Tony Romo has never been that he doesn't put up good numbers. He's a very good fantasy football quarterback, but just elimination games, he's not the best. you know?
Right. Yep. Isaiah, favorite team, favorite player.
My favorite team, like both of you guys, is the Dallas Cowboys.
My man.
Even though they didn't do well at all.
It's
Even though-
okay.
even though they didn't
This
do
year.
anything.
As long as you're staying true. I've been a Redskins fan for it is torture.
Wait until you hear my team.
Lane Desert. No, just kidding.
Coach
Men's.
Sharp for the win.
And I would say my favorite player currently, he actually plays for the Broncos. Used to be Cowboy, DeMarcus Ware.
He's a beast.
I just like how he fires off the ball. His hand, like how he could just use either power moves or just straight finesse.
Right.
So, and he's playing in the Super Bowl finally. So.
Right.
But
Yeah.
all time, I would have to say my favorite player is Brian Urlacher. Definitely.
Nice pick.
When we
Good pick.
when we started playing in AFA, that was the first thing that Coach Rex said to me because my number. was
Oh, that's right.
54. So,
That's right.
so ever since then, he's been my
Since you were like
6 years
7.
ago.
Since you were like 7 years old. Daniel, you're up, man.
Okay, so my team is the New York Giants.
New York Giants.
Yes. My favorite Giants players on the offensive side is Odell Beckham, and then on defense is Landon Collins, the rookie safety.
The only reason you like Landon Collins is because I loved Landon Collins.
Right.
No,
And then the Giants-
it's because I watched him in
Yeah.
college, and I
Dude's got
actually
a
want
nice
Giants to
beard.
pick him.
Yeah. You like him? I like him too.
Wait, so what was his number in college? Just double checking.
Uh-oh. There it is.
So you're shushing me, but you don't have an answer. So for the listeners, Landon Collins in
It was 2.
26.
Close. I remember
The plot
two.
twist is he never had a number.
Yeah, actually,
So favorite player of all time.
Myself.
Yeah. I would say Steve Young.
Steve Young.
Oh, good
Outstanding.
one.
That's
Good
a real
one.
good one. That's a real good one.
I like him too.
That's our era.
Yeah.
Elias. Come on, man.
Like
Okay.
I said, it was. I don't support a very good team.
That's all right. As long as you're a fan and you support them while they're down, man.
Stay loyal.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing right with it either, but there's nothing wrong with it either.
Every team's like that.
They have the best jerseys in the league. The creamsicles.
They got the yeah they do have some funky colors. That's for sure. So who's your favorite player of all time?
Probably like Levante David.
oh, I like
That
that guy.
guy's solid.
He is a Madden Mobile beast.
Madden Mobile.
Oh, I actually picked him up.
Keon actually recommended me to him. I'm like, oh, I know this guy.
League versus league, Levante David with that +1 awareness, stats out the wazoo. Pick him up on your Madden Mobile teams for $25K.
That's it. Hey, that was our sponsor, by the way.
Keon's our sponsor for Madden.
I think my favorite team, of course, Dallas Cowboys. Got to stick with them. Now, what's interesting is if the Raiders move to San Antonio,
They're not. They're going to Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
They
Really?
might be going to
Yes.
Vegas. They might be going to Vegas.
Right. There's a higher
they-
chance of
they've
them
been-
going
they've
to
been-
Vegas.
Say hi.
They've been
Say
quote
decent.
moving to San Antonio for like
No higher chance
5
than
years
of
now.
going to us. Yeah.
It would be nice. Same colors as the San Antonio Spurs, right? Silver and
Right.
black. It'd be kind of hard not to support them, but since we're probably not going to get them, Dallas Cowboys. Favorite player? I'll stick with a Cowboy. I'd probably go with that win.
Oh, good. Aggie.
Yeah, because he's an Aggie.
an
That's
Aggie.
right.
If
That's
the
right.
Raiders did
and
move
linebacker.
if the Raiders did move to San Antonio, would you ditch the Cowboys and become a Raiders fan?
No, they'd be 1 and 2. Cowboys would still be 1 for me, and then I'd go Raiders too. And they're playing head to head, then I'd have to go for the Cowboys still.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. I just can't.
But not even for the Mac attack.
Mac Attack. Amari Cooper. Like
ACDC.
Yeah.
Latavius
just-
Murray. It's
No, but I mean,
I just couldn't do it.
how good?
You know, I've
is
been rooting for.
Khalil
Look,
Mack?
look, little trivia. So my mom's cousin actually played for the Steelers.
Yep, I know.
Still a Cowboys fan. You know, still a Cowboys fan. He played for the Steelers, right? I mean, yeah, but he's blood. Still a Cowboys fan. Still a Cowboys fan. So I'd have to stick with the Cowboys.
Yep.
Even I'd have to go 1-2 with them and the Raiders. But I don't have to now since they're not moving.
Oh,
So
I don't know. It's not
Most
definite.
likely.
yep. So what do we got lined up for next week? There, lovely Miss Gracie. Anything special?
Oh, this coming week?
the Pro Bowl.
We already talked
That's
about
tonight.
that. That's
The
not
Pro Bowl is
special.
tonight.
Is that
4 a.m.
tonight?
4 a.m. Dubai
Yeah.
time.
So I'll stay up for that.
Same.
Wait, you're gonna stay up?
No, I'm kidding.
Pro Bowl?
Oh,
Everyone's like,
Kidding.
really?
No, because I thought you meant you weren't gonna sleep. Until
Usually when we watch football, I just stay awake. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
I'm
intense.
a trooper.
That is intense.
And then the following Monday, I'm in a bad mood the entire day. Yeah.
She doesn't need 16 hours straight like you, Keon.
He says he gets like 2 or what? What did he say?
no, that's me.
Yeah, that's Joaquin.
Oh, Joaquin.
Joaquin
Yeah,
doesn't need sleep.
Dota 2.
yeah. We'll sleep
Not on air,
later.
at least.
Yeah.
Not on air.
So what else you got lined up?
Man, you put me on the spot.
That's
I haven't-
right.
I haven't
Anything
planned
exciting?
out my week.
How about you guys? Anything exciting going on this week?
Yeah, I'm gonna play football against the Stallions.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
halfback.
What?
Did they?
No,
What?
they did.
yeah.
So who's the QB?
Some
Zach,
guy.
Zach 2.0. He
Yeah.
looks like Zach, except
No, he
taller.
doesn't.
He looks like Zach.
That kid doesn't look like Zach.
He looks
blonde
like
people look the same.
he looks like a stereotypical Swedish.
Hey.
Well, sitting next to this-
There are some lines you can cross. That's not one.
guys, Elias is Tunisian. Okay?
Yeah.
There we go.
Think about my Arab side.
Right on. Hey guys, well,
Yes,
go ahead, Keon.
So I was just gonna ask. So what's everybody's favorite Super Bowl food? You know. What's that
Oh,
one?
that's a good one.
Definitely
All about
like
the food.
nachos and guac. Definitely.
That one is so
Yes.
easy for me. Pizza.
Whenever I cook.
Pizza.
Pizza, of course.
Pizza. Man, I love me some pizza.
Last Super Bowl, much to Keon's dismay, I made a special dish.
Oh God.
We ran out of meat for the tortillas, so and all that was left was just cheese and sour cream, and I was like, well, I mean, I better make do. And I just made one of these soft tacos with cheese and sour and a lot of cheese and sour cream.
dairy sandwich.
I had one,
A dairy set.
and I'm like eating it. I'm like, this is pretty good. Then I made 3 more. And Keon said, if you make another taco, I'm actually gonna throw you at the window.
What store do you live on anyway? Or what store did you live on?
6.
Yeah.
6?
Yeah. So it wasn't that high. So I mean.
You live.
Yeah, hey, there was a pool down below.
Yeah, exactly.
Aim for the water. Belly flop, cannonball.
So is that your favorite, Joaquin? Dairy taco.
Dairy taco. Yours, Daniel?
Well, we had a name for it, but we can't say
Nachos,
it.
Oh.
probably.
What was that?
Nachos.
Nachos.
Nachos for Daniel. Elias.
Yeah, like I said, like nachos and guacamole.
Nachos and guac. Isaiah.
Chicken wings.
Oh, good one.
Good one.
But which kind of chicken wing?
Buffalo.
Buffalo, yeah.
Keon?
Spicy is good.
Yeah, wings too. I think they're the most iconic. You know.
Yeah. I'd have to stick with pizza. Gracie?
all of what you said sounds good. Plus beer.
Yeah, plus beer. Plus beer for us grown folk.
Cold beer.
So
Boo
water is
for ya.
better.
Yeah.
What do you
You're
put in
right.
the water?
I prefer root beer.
All
Ooh, a
right.
root beer full.
So we're at about
A&W.
an hour, guys. That went by pretty quick.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming on. It was it's always
great to have you
it's
guys.
always nice having guests. You know, normally it's just Gracie and I kind of going back and forth.
I'm sitting in my room alone for like 2 hours.
And thank you so much for having us. I'm eternally grateful.
We'll do it again. We'll do it again.
Yes.
We'll do it again. Hopefully,
Yes.
one of y'all comes within 10.
Inshallah.
Yep.
Right, inshallah. Hopefully, one of y'all comes within 10, or one of them, one of y'all calls so only the people that call it the winners will be back,
Oh.
dear
and
God,
us
what?
and us
Okay,
if we.
okay. I was gonna say.
Can I be like a +1 for the winner?
That's it. So yeah, let's do
Planning
that.
ahead.
Hey, I don't know what we'll do. We'll do a post Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We'll get the same guys, get them back, and
After practice.
after practice, and then we'll figure out what
We'll
worked
bring,
and
we'll bring
what
food.
didn't.
Yes.
Yeah, if we could bring some food, that'd be nice. No, because then you'd be like this.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's all you're gonna hear.
Nah, that's not cool. You can't edit that
I
out.
quite-
Stuff.
Just kidding.
Then the sound of the dairy sandwich. Just getting consumed.
Dairy
Taco.
taco. Get it right.
Well, good luck, fellas, this coming week. Good luck to all our Barracudas out there. And thanks again for you guys coming on and being our guests. It's always fun. We'll get this posted as soon as we can.
Because it's easy, right, Keanu? He said it's easy to edit, so you have to have it up tonight or tomorrow.
I don't edit anymore. I used to edit. I really don't edit. I had a beginning and I had an end.
So who edits?
And I let it fly.
Stays.
It stays.
No
It's
corrections.
authentic. You know,
You just said you edited at the beginning. You said you edited the.
no,
I gotta-
by
well,
edit, he means intro, outro.
Intro, outro, and I got to cut out that first minute or two when we're just kind of getting the test, all that stuff. Gets
That's
cut
exclusive.
out. Yep. So
It's been fun.
it's been fun. Yeah, we need to do this again. We need to do this more often. So with that being said, good luck, guys. Thanks again for
Thanks, sir.
joining us.
Thank you,
And
sir.
Thank you,
Stay
sir.
frosty.
go Barracudas,
Go Kudas.
go Panthers, go Broncos, go everybody.
Peyton.
Go Peyton.
Like, don't
Go
man-
Steelers. Go Cowboys.
Go Sand Vipers.
All right. So until next time, guys. Goodbye.
Bye.
This has
See
been
ya.
the first Super Bowl CUDAcast.
That's right.
Pre
That's right.
Super Bowl CUDAcast. We'll do a post. So until next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Go Kudas.
Bye.
And watch the Pro Bowl,
Bye-bye.
even though nobody likes it.
I'm staying up for that.
Yeah, but you stay up for everything.
Right.
Music by Audionautics.com.